Hello everybody, I am Sh101 and I am at Kaz vs. Wild number 4, and I just caught this fish with Kaz. This is a 41-inch salmon that weighs 22.5 pounds, and it is going to be fantastic eating. Part of this is going to get canned in the pressure cooker, and part of it's going to get fried up with a frying pan. And this is the very first salmon I've ever caught, and Kaz was with me. Oh, I'm happy.
Well, congratulations, 101. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for having me at Kaz vs. Wild.
You're more than welcome, buddy. What a catch. Congratulations. Hey, YouTube. Here we are at Kaz vs. Wild 4, and we are beginning the process of canning. And we got washing and sterilizing of the jars here. And you always got to check and inspect the lids and the seals. And if you can see right here, there's a little ding right there. And I don't know, oh, there we go. You can see it right there, a little ding. So this seal is not going to be usable. So we're not going to be able to use this one. So you gotta go through and pre-inspect everything to make sure it's all good. So this is just the beginning process of canning salmon. We got 101 here starting the canning process of these salmon steaks, and just look at the massive size of those steaks. Just unbelievable, huge salmon he caught last night, and starting to get the process rolling here. And we're cutting up the steaks right now, and these will eventually be canned. This is the first rinsing of the salmon, and as you can see, the water is still a little bloody a little bit, and we're trying to get all that out of the salmon before we do the second rinsing. And we also add a little bit of salt in there, and that helps to help clean the fish, get the fluids out of the meat, and moving right along on this canning process. Alright guys, this is the third rinsing of the salmon, and as you can see, the water is crystal clear here, and just so you can see that you know, there is water in there, and all the blood and the fluid that's not wanted from the salmon is now gone and been disposed of. So all we have here is fresh salmon meat, and 101 is going to feed the jars here. So that's the next process as of right now.
We'll fill the jars this way, and then with the pieces left over, we'll pack them up on top till they're. You need about an inch of head space, about an inch from the top is where they'll be filled to. No need to add any liquid. There's plenty of liquid in the fish. All you need to add is salt to taste. I add a little more than 1/8 of a teaspoon, and that's it. The pressure canner does the rest. It's awesome.
Sweet. So we're going to fill the cans here.
Yep, we're going to fill the jars. This one's a big one.
Jars. Sorry, guys. As you can tell, I don't can, so I call them cans.
Barely fitting. Might have to trim this one. When we're done, we'll have to clean our rooms, of course. Boy, that was one hell of a big fish. Unbelievable. And yes, it gave a nice fight.
It's even fighting going in the can.
Yeah, it's still fighting. They say to get all the air out. I think I'm getting the air out.
Yeah, that's definitely a tight fit. There's no doubt about it. That is a tight seal.
What an awesome souvenir to take home from Kaz vs. Wild. My very first salmon, canned up with my first attempt at canning in the wild. We'll come, like I said, we'll come back in and fill those back up. There's more than enough meat here to do that. Hello, still I'm at Kaz vs. Wild, ready to can the salmon now. It's all in jars, lightly salted. They're all ready to go. I'll get them on the flame, and they have to, well, they have to process for different periods of times for different parts of the process. The longest part is 100 minutes they have to process once they start their cranking. And after that, they'll be ready. All right.
Awesome, brother.
My pressure canner's going now. The fish is in it, eight pints. It's already came up to heat, and it blew steam for a good 10 minutes or so to get the air out like it's supposed to. I threw these old hot pads on top to try to hold a little heat into the pressure canner itself, because the ambient temperature here is a little cooler than the room temperature in my kitchen. So I thought that might affect how quickly it comes up to temperature to start rattling. But I don't think it's going to have any problem. I don't know if the camera can hear it or not, but the pressure canner is just rattling away. There's you can really hear it bubbling away in there, and I can see little whiffs of steam starting to come out from around the weight. So it shouldn't be long at all, and that'll start rattling. Once it starts rattling, you let it rattle for 100 minutes for fish. Turn it off, let it cool for about an hour. Then we can open it up, and then I got a surprise for Kaz. If you can see the steam coming up, I think the camera can pick that up. It's steaming. It's starting to move just a little bit. It won't be but just another minute or two, and that thing will start going rattling all over the place. You don't want to disturb a pressure canner while it's going. You don't want to be messing with it, touching it. Leave it go and let it do its thing. But that is just about to start going. We'll get back with you out there in survival land in just a minute, as soon as that starts going. It'll really get to dancing after a few minutes.
See it moving?
Once it gets to where it's dancing constantly, we time it. Start timing it for 100 minutes.
Oh, it's moving now. Look at that.
There's 8 jars of salmon in there, just bubbling away, boiling away in the jars, cooking right in the jars.
Awesome.
All right, so they're done. The fish has processed, and it's been off of the flame for over an hour, maybe close to an hour and a half. So we're gonna open it up. Let's see what we have. We have steam. Yes, we do.
Canned salmon at kazvswild 4.
How do they look?
That one's still boiling on the
I
inside.
was just gonna say, if they're done properly, they should still be boiling on the inside.
And they are.
That means they are done properly. They're a little cloudy on the outside. They say if you put vinegar in your water, that you'll avoid that cloudiness on your jars and cloudiness on the top. But I usually just take a rag and wipe them off. But as you can see, they are all still boiling, and they will boil even after they're cool enough to touch with your hand. They'll still continue to boil. But every one of these look like they sealed properly. Can you smell them at all?
Oh yeah, I can smell it. Yeah.
They all look really good. I don't know if the camera can catch that.
No, because the contrast between night and day is a little screwy. So, but you can see it boiling. That's for sure.
Yep, it's still boiling in there. Salmon is a high fat content fish, so That's where you're getting that that color and that fat on top there is from the fish. That's why salmon is so good for you. It's got all those good fatty oils in it. And oh man, I can't think of a better souvenir. This winter when I'm making salmon patties with this, I'll be thinking of Kaz and this camping trip. This was the very first salmon I ever caught. Thanks, Kaz.
You're welcome, buddy.